It feels surreal being stood next to this car.
Yeah. If you'd have bought that new, it would be a bad day.
This is your gem.
This to me is everything. I was embarrassed around people doing it.
But even the fact that you've got a racetrack in your garden, it's mind-blowing.
Which is 3 million quid. Yeah, well said.
Shall I get in it? Right guys, so this is going to be an exciting video. We're back out on the road buying again today. We've come to visit my friend and fellow YouTuber, Mark Mccann. 1, to talk about him. 2, to talk about his car collection, because it is absolutely incredible. And 3, buy a bit of stock. Mark Mccann, good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's unreal here, man. It is actually like it's not just the cars, it's the layout of the driveway. You've got this whole racing theme going on. It's unbelievable, isn't it? How long have you been here for?
I bought this about 18 years ago, so it was derelict to a whole new level. We couldn't live here. I lived in a caravan, a static home. The first thing I did was built a track in the back garden.
Really?
So before I built a house.
I don't even know where to start. So this is the front of the house, right?
Yeah.
You can tell sort of which cars are getting the most amount of use. The Ferrari there's got a bit of dirt on it. I'm guessing, do you use that a lot?
I've used it, like where we live on the lane, like you've only got to go down there one day and everything's filthy dirty.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I've used that like the last few days. So yeah, great car.
Where did it start for you then? So I sort of always knew you as a racing driver.
I raced buggies.
Yeah.
Did well at that, and I did a TV programme for BBC with Mist, and I taught Joel Dommett how to drive a buggy in this as a competition in this TV show.
Yeah.
And I met a guy called Ryan Taylor who was massive on YouTube.
Ryan was big, massive.
Saw where I lived and what I did and said, like, you know, you should document this. And so we started filming. I really enjoyed it, and that's took over now. So the racing had to take a backward step.
So the racing thing was just another thing you did. I know it would have been your life, it would have dominated your life, I'm guessing, that at some point, but you've always been about doing deals. You've always, you love earning money. You're good at it as well, clearly. Like you've made a success of yourself.
Yeah, we own an engineering business which is like really, really good, but very, very boring.
Yeah.
And it's like a different world. I still go to work every single day. We've always been taught as kids to work hard. Like, you know, we were never gifted anything. As a kid, if I wanted a new bike, I had to earn a new bike. If I wanted a new present, I had to work on a weekend at 10 years old, sweeping the factory at work. You know, that was what was graft was always inbuilt into me.
Yeah.
And I understand the value of money. I don't like waste. So it was a good like step. And then from there, I've always, like probably the same as you, had $5,000 to gamble on something and turn it into six
or whatever. Yeah.
And I've done that a lot throughout my life.
Again, I like that about you, because I think my first video I ever saw of you was you was rallying an E46 M3. I'm guessing it was in your back garden, and you was donuting it in the field. And I'm thinking, this guy's clearly got no value for money. But in fact, you're the complete opposite. You value a pound. You've worked hard for a pound, but you also enjoy the fun side of life. You enjoy cars, and you're using cars for what their purpose is.
Oh, 100%. Like whenever I've got a car, I've always believed in testing it to its absolute limit, but try desperately not to break anything. So sort of do everything we can to enjoy the car to what the manufacturers made it to be. Yeah. But obviously the last thing I want to do is break something and cause unnecessary damage, because I've got to pay for it.
On that note, let's talk about your collection, because this driveway looks unreal. Like that's my car. We've got the Ferrari G-Wagon. I'm guessing that's
Jane's, yeah.
That's Jane's daily driver. You've got a Brabus GLE, is it? You've got a couple of AMGs there. You've got the Renault Clio RS there. But this is just the start of it. So where can we start? Like there's units upon units here.
So we'll start down here. It's a bit weird and wonderful in this corner.
Straight away though, because as soon as you come here, you're seeing all these glamorous sort of German, Italian supercars or sports cars. And then you look over into this corner, and even the range of cars that are here, you can't possibly get use out of all of them. I know they look good, you know, but like here's a good example. It's a shame to have that Cosworth sat there parked like that, but I suppose, like you say, space is a problem. Space,
yeah, and that's the trouble. I've got like 5 cars I use like in life, and the rest of them, they're a nightmare to start, a nightmare to move, a nightmare to look after.
They look like they're not rotting away, but they just look unloved. And I keep coming back to this Cosworth because it's such a nice thing, and the world loves an Escort Cosworth.
I've always wanted an Escort Cosworth. 26,000 miles this has done, so it's super low mileage. Fantastic car. I damaged the splitter on it like about a year or so ago. All literally that needs is a clean, a valet, a bit of paint. There's no rust.
I love the look of these cars. It feels good looking at that car, man. That is such a nice looking car.
That car should definitely not be outside.
No, it
but
shouldn't.
I have no choice because luckily the stuff which I have got inside is probably better.
And this is the interesting part, which is mad.
Which is a shame.
'Cause that's a gem, but then the things that we're going to get onto shortly, it just seems to get better and better.
Yeah.
Just quickly, what was the motive for buying the Citroen Ami?
I loved it, couldn't get one, so I imported that when they very, very first came out in France. So it was the first, I think it was the first one here. And I've had it, what, 2.5 years, 3 years now. Great fun, used it, insured it, drove it for about a week and then, well, probably about a month. And again now, like, you know how far I live away from a shop, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
If I want to go to a shop, it's going to have no battery left in by the time I get there.
That's true. They've got like a 40-mile range or something.
Yeah, like it's great fun. The smart car is probably a little bit different because I always want an off-road smart car, so that's a little bit weird. But that Honda, I think it's called an FRV.
It is an FRV, yeah.
Like, I wanted it because it got a triple seat across the front, and we've ran that on vegetable oil.
Really? They're so good. Everyone, a Honda, we talk about Hondas all the time, don't we?
Like, what a car. And cost me, I think, $1,000. And yeah, like, it's just been a really good fun car.
It's actually tight. So do you want to sell that then or not?
No.
You don't want to sell it?
I don't want to sell that car because I really enjoy seeing how far it'll go on vegetable oil. And it's cheaper than petrol. And people say you shouldn't do it. And on the older engines, you can get away with it. And that thing never misses a beat. It's a nice experiment to see. And to be fair, I haven't used it all year, but I really enjoy seeing if it was possible to work. And it does.
Works. So literally just vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil. Go to Tesco's. There's videos of us doing it. Go to Tesco's, buy the 5 litres, tip it in instead of going to the petrol station. And it's probably more time than it is saving money, but it's just fun.
But even you say this, it's like you talk about like the big tyres on that. The fact that you bought that, you don't really need it, but it's different. It's unique.
We have had some good times in that car. So yeah, it's been up the track. It's good. Yeah, good memories as well.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. Even the free seat thing, the fact that excites you. I feel the same. I get it.
Seats across the front's brilliant.
How unique is that? It's so cool, isn't it? Even the lake here with the Mini in the corner there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a story behind that Mini.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a floatable amphibious car. So we got a scrap Mini, and then put a load of stuff on it, and it actually worked. So we drove into the water, and it was one of them where you either go slow and it'll probably work, or go flat out and it'll be funnier, and if it does work it'd be even better. So I went as fast as I could, hit the water, and it was like hitting a brick wall, and the water went everywhere.
Oh really?
And it went into the electrics and stopped it, but it did work and it did float.
Even for you to attempt that, like,
it did float.
It's just,
it was funny. That was a really good video. Probably one of the funniest videos we ever did. That
must have been enjoyable.
It was a really good day, but yeah, it's a shame it didn't work. But we even took the front wheels off. It's got paddles on, and again, like, I could have moved it, but I think it's cool there.
It's wicked. I love that. And even all these things that you do, you've done so many mental. So this is the Lamborghini garage. Like, in here, it's incredible. I'm trying to talk as I soak this in, but.
Again, this used to be tidy, but again, time.
It don't need to be tidy when it's got these 3 amazing cars in it. You clearly like your Lamborghinis, but you know you've got a Ferrari on the drive. So
it's the first Ferrari I've had for a long time. I am a massive Lamborghini fan, and I think I've been a bit blinded. I'm sort of so into Lamborghinis that I haven't really looked past that. And just recently, with a few things which have happened, I've sort of looked beyond that, and I've realised that there's some amazing cars which doesn't have to have a ball on the front.
Yeah. I know where you was just talking highly of the Ferrari.
Yeah, again, like the Ferrari, I had obviously it's a good car, of course, but I always thought it wasn't as cool as a Lambo, and I probably think it's probably not. Probably a lot of people, I say preferable to a Lambo, but that car is so much better than some of the other cars I got, and I didn't give it the time of day. And now I've realised, I tried a McLaren recently, never been in a McLaren. And
what's your take on it?
What a car.
Really? Yeah, because I love them.
I went in a 765 LT, the most ridiculous thing I've ever been in, and a 600 LT, which was a little bit tame, but still, and if you think about, if you're lucky enough to have a few cars, and you've got an STO or a 600 LT, to me, if you've got if you look, like I say, to have a car which you can jump, a car which you can drive as a doors up theatre.
Yeah.
There may be a McLaren mixed in there.
It's everything.
It's
isn't
a
it?
range.
It is. It's
and that's what
everything you want.
That's what I feel like now I need to look outside the whole Lamborghini
The Lamborghini world and look at other options.
And also we've got such a good relationship with Lamborghini. They've always been good as gold, but they seem to be growing.
Yeah.
And now they're growing, doors are shutting because they're going very corporate. While before they were a lot more fun.
They were on the grab. Yeah, they used to invite everyone to their shows and stuff.
And just stuff like that. And now that experience will never be shared.
Yeah,
which I think is really, really, it's
sad. Yeah,
it is really sad because we always paint it in a good light. We have good fun. It's a nice experience. People get to see how special, because it is extremely special what they do. But now we're not allowed to film it, which to me is mind blowing.
You'd think for them as well, it's just a huge benefit to their brand, surely.
100%. And like some of the stuff we've done in the cars, like I've been quite aggressive with a Lamborghini and they don't break.
But I think what's interesting is you as a car guy that owns all of these different, like this variety of cars, for you to compliment, Ferrari, you're a big Lamborghini fan, you've complimented Ferrari massively, and also McLaren, which is a brand that does get tarnished quite a lot online, and for that to come from you, you know your cars, you know how to drive, even the values of cars, you're into cars in so many different ways. So for that to come from you, that is a massive compliment to McLaren as well. And it's good for you as well, you get to experience.
That 600 LT I went in was just like, it just smiles.
Yeah.
And it's aggressive and like not practical or as practical as some of the Lambos, but it does a different thing. And to me, when you think, say you spend a ridiculous amount of money, say 100 grand, 150, 200 grand on a supercar, you'd think they're just a different badge. But my God,
they're all so different. So
different.
Yeah.
And that's what I was blinded by. And I thought they're all the same, but my God.
So do you currently have any McLarens?
No. Again, a 600 LT, relatively speaking, it's a good price for a car like that.
Yeah.
They're down to now, the one we looked at was 130. They've halved in value. I looked at 600 LT probably about 2 years ago, and they were about 150. So they have took a dip because of the times.
Yeah.
But still 20 grand over 2 years on a supercar loss.
10-15%, ain't it?
A lot of people are losing way more on sort of like their family cars.
Yeah.
So like to have like a supercar with that loss, and that's in bad times as well. So I think, when they get to that, it's like the early Hurricanes get to 120, they are stopping at 120. You want a Gallardo now, which is 10 years difference. Yeah. They're 80.
Yeah.
So it's 40 grand difference in 10 years depreciation. So
Hurricanes are great value for
great
money.
Value. And
they are.
So once you get to that level, like a 600 LT now, is it going to be ever worth less than 100 grand? Probably not.
Probably not, nah, surely not. It's forever going to be a special car, and there's always all these other models below it. So,
or you can do a 765 and below 350 grand, 400 grand, which is going to be worth 250 in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
So there is definitely some bargains to be had.
Yeah.
Especially when some of these cars, you'll buy a 600 LT for 130 grand and it's done 6,000 miles. It hasn't done 106,000 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you sit in it and it looks like brand new. It smells like brand new.
Yeah.
So, there's definitely a bargain to be had. We're doing a video now on sort of supercars which are bargains. So supercars which are 50% of their original value.
Oh, that's a good shout.
And the cars which we found and driven are mind-blowing for the money.
Really? Well, I know myself, because I'm constantly analysing the market, obsessively looking at cars. And you're right, you can get some decent cars for
Audi
a lot
R8.
less money.
Audi R8, you can get one for 25 grand.
Such a good car, isn't
and what a car.
They just look so iconic,
they look
don't they?
So cool. And even a V10, they're down to 60, 70. Again, they're half price.
Yeah. It's a V10, what a car.
And some of the cars which we've seen lose money recently, that SF90 I bought, that was 310,000, a lot of money. Brand new, it was 480. Brand new, it was 460. It's done £150,000.
Wow. Sorry, what year is it now?
It's a year old.
Really? Wow. That's a lot of money, isn't it, in a year?
It's just... And to be in that situation is heartbreaking, and nobody ever wants to be in that situation. No. And luckily, Lambos, as a rule, haven't had that for a long time.
But
is it coming? But with that sort of like a few of those cars where that is as good and as fast as a LaFerrari, which is 3 million quid.
Which, what a statement, yeah, that's incredible.
And that is a car which, although £310,000 is a mad amount of money, if you'd have bought that new, it would be a bad day.
Yeah. Wow, that is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy to lose that much money. But here you've got, these are all special models. They're not the run-of-the-mill Hurricanes. You know, they're not. Your money's very, very. So not just because they're a Lamborghini, but also because you bought the right cars.
Yeah, like the Cerato, very, very limited number.
Yeah,
that they have dropped a little bit, but again with that, because I knew what I wanted to do with it. It's got no carbon. It's got no painted extras. It was a very, very low spec car, but to me, that's what that car is.
Yeah,
that car isn't one of these.
It's not a glam car. It don't need to be any more than that.
It's a rally car in a Lamborghini. So again, I try and spec them to what it's, you know, to where they're at. Again, this STO, like a very, very special car, and the Revelto again. Because it's so new, and I got the first one, or you know, I'm always at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Again, if I don't sell them, that doesn't really help, but they don't lose as much money to start with because they're an early car and there's less cars than there are people wanting to buy them. Yeah. So again, you can get over.
Really high.
You can get overs, but obviously that's if you sell them, which I tend not to.
Tend not to. You buy them and keep them.
But again, that's a black car. So
right.
So that's a black car.
You've had it wrapped.
So black car, zero cost option,
and then
£3,000 wrap on it.
Perfect. It looks lovely as well, doesn't it? It looks so good.
I'm into saving a bit of money as well.
My little boy's going to be amazed when I tell him I had one of these in front of me today. Do you know that? Always
dreamt of having one. I used to have, when I remember having the first really nice car I bought was a Porsche 911, and I had a chart on my bedroom wall which was like, it had the amount in, it was like filling up a glass jar. So I'd like fill in the next 1,000 and the next 1,000. Yeah. And every time I worked and earned some money,
really?
I filled this chart
That's so cool.
until I got to the top of that chart, which was enough money to go and buy it.
Really? So you got there and you bought one?
Yeah, got
Wow.
it. I remember it was £68,000. It was a mad amount of money. And it's sort of like every sort of few months I'd put another 1,000 on, another 1,000.
That is unreal, isn't it?
And then eventually I filled it up.
What, so you must be living your dream at the minute, like this.
I'm so lucky.
You are. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying no, lucky. I don't like to use that word because you've worked for it. You know, you've grafted for it. And I watched your podcast with Raheem and the one with Ben actually, and you talked about you talk highly of your dad. He's a grafter, and you know, as a family, you've all worked hard. You work together as well, which I can obviously relate to.
We've got like a really my mum and dad have been amazing. And sort of we started off the same as, you know, with this business which didn't make money, and sort of we turned it into making money by hard work. I've got some incredible friends. I've got a really great family. I remember when they first saw YouTube, were like cringing, and I was worried what they would think. But it's becoming more acceptable, isn't it?
Of course it is,
I remember seeing people walking through airports with their cameras. I used to think, what do you look like?
Yeah, but now it's the way of the world, isn't it?
It's part of life, and I'm not so embarrassed. Like I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed around people doing it, and I got over that. Then I was embarrassed around my friends, and I got over that. And now my next step is doing it in front of my family.
Really?
I'm still embarrassed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? But you ain't been doing it a very long time, have you? Like your channel's literally just gone. It's smashed it in the short space of time.
2.5 years or something like that. So we go to an arena cross every year at Aberdeen. And the first year we went there, we got to 100,000. The second year we went there, we doubled to 200,000, and it's in January. So what I want to try and do is double again. So when we get there, I want to get to 400,000. If we double it again the year after, it'd be. And we've got such amazing. Like we all get the bad comment every now and again. Of course. We do. Because there is some idiots in the world.
Of course.
But like our fan base is just really nice.
You can see it in your comments. People love you, and you're a humble, down to earth. You know, you're a good guy. And you deserve it, man. You're putting all this effort into your content, everything you're doing, even the fun you're having in the cars. I can see why. You know, your reaction in your audience. You can see why people are so on side with you.
And we try and share experiences, and you know, like I know how lucky I am, and sort of like it's something which we try and do discuss that. Obviously,
you're not on social media saying check me out with my Lamborghinis. You're not that type of guy whatsoever. You're sharing it. You're saying I've got the Lamborghini. I've got the privilege of displaying what it's like to own one. Use it hard. Drive it around the racetrack. You jumped. It was that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even doing that sort of mad stuff. That's kind of what people want to see, and you're doing it, and you're giving people that enjoyment. You're entertaining people, and that's just so cool. Like no one's doing that, are they?
I'd love everybody to be able to have a go.
I can see that in you.
I'd love to everyone to have a go and experience what an SVJ gear change feels like.
Yeah.
I'd love everyone to have that opportunity of feeling what that feels like. So,
but the best thing you can do, because that's not realistic, is show them through a camera and through YouTube that this is what it's like, and explain, display your reaction, your feeling. Yeah,
things have changed, because when I was like flipping 16 years old, if you did that, people portrayed that different.
Yeah, the old school way was a bit different. Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, exactly. But now, people, the people watching this now, they don't play games, they watch other people play games on the world is just different, and it's acceptable now to share those opportunities you have, where before it probably wasn't. It was almost frowned upon to say, oh, look at him in his red Ferrari. Yeah. And as you know, YouTube is such a special platform. It is, yeah. And it's enabled the likes of me and you to put ourselves out there. Yeah. And to me, YouTube, the really amazing thing about YouTube is what we get invited to. Yeah. Like, I've met people, I go, oh my God, look at him. And he go, oh, Mark, love your channel. I'm like, he knows my name. Yeah. That person knows my name. And I'm just like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, I love your channel. I'm like, you watch my channel. Me. And you go to Morrison's and somebody will go, oh, I love your channel. He's like, oh, thank you so much. And I say, do you mind having a photo? I'm like, fuck, that's what we do it for. It's amazing, isn't it? You want to say hello and say that you love the channel is exactly part of the reason we do it, is because it's lovely. And some of the messages we have, and I'm sure you definitely have the same, when people say like the only thing in their life is looking forward to your video. I get people say all the time, and again, you must get it. People are like, I watch your videos, I have a bad day at work, I feel feeling down, and I watch your video and I feel happy after watching your video. Which is great. It's great. And you say about meeting people on the streets, they come up to you and they're like, Mark, I can't believe it's Mark Mccann, can I get a picture of you? Which blows my mind. And you're like, yeah, you must be like, yeah. Why do you want a photo of a middle-aged man? Do you know what I mean? But like they it's sort of like, it is very special. And when people say that they've got sad lives, and you think, I'm so lucky that I've never had that part of life, and maybe I will have in years to come, but I'm really lucky. I've always been a glass half full, and to put, like you say, a smile on some people who's having a bad day, then win-win. That feels good. Yeah. That feels good. Even feeling that now, that feels really good. It's nice. Cars, that's what we're doing. I was just going to say, like, this is kind of turned into almost a podcast on our feet, isn't it? Yeah. Because I am so interested in you. Like when we met in Vegas, obviously there's loads of people there, and we sat down, we were having food and whatever, we went karting and stuff like that, and it was a very rushed week. We were all busy, we had like meeting after meeting, didn't we? And there's all stuff going on. I didn't get to time to, not just you, but lots of people, but I was really, I'm interested in you, and I'm fascinated by your story, and I know I keep saying it, but I love the fact that you've grafted, man, and this shows what's available to everyone. It's an inspiration to a lot of people. So. And I've even been able to come here and see your cars and get it on camera. I know we've only just started, so it's going to be a long video, and I don't really know how this is going to work out, but yeah, it's just wicked. But in SEMA, like, again, I remember going into that car vertical party and going, oh my God, it's Calvin. Don't say that. I've never met Calvin. And I go, and you're right, Mark. I'm like, God, Calvin knows who I am. We feel like we know each other. And I'm like, no way. Yeah. Obviously, I knew a lot of people in that room, and it was the first time I'd ever seen you with my eyes. Oh, seen you on YouTube, I'd never seen you in a person. And it was great to meet you in there. So yeah. It was good. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It is wicked. It is, and even like you say about the doors it opens, the network that you're creating, the opportunities that are now available. It's exciting. Yeah, look, we are going now in the end of October. We're going in a London taxi and driving a London taxi from London to Abu Dhabi to the Formula One Grand Prix with McLaren, picking up Lando Norris on the way. And you just think,
How? Yeah.
And, like I was sat at Goodwood, I say this a lot, there was Tom Christensen, there was me and Travis Pastrana. Like Mark from Redditch was in between Travis Pastrana and Tom Christensen. I'm sat there thinking, how have I ended up sat in between these two people? And Travis is like, you're right, yeah, thanks for bringing your car, you're right. And just like, oh my God. Like
that is it. But do you know what's more cool about that is the fact that you feel like that?
Yeah.
Because some people would take that for, not for granted, but some people sit there and feel sort of like, I deserve to be here. I am who I am. And almost like, check me out and I deserve to be here. But you're like, and appreciation's everything. I say it a lot on my channel. It's all about appreciation. We talked about a car outside earlier. And it's like that could be someone's dream car, and it's only £1,000.
Yeah, cool.
And
100%.
that situation of you being there, sat with these two guys who are your heroes, or I assume they are.
Yeah.
And you're sat there, and the cool thing is that you appreciate it and you love it and you're wowed by it, and that's again shows what you're about.
Yeah, the fear of when I was with them, you know, they were all, you know, I've done well in racing, but they are like next level sort of thing. And I'm sat there thinking, and I said to Nick, I'm going to stall it. And he was like, don't be. I was like, oh no. And my leg was like that on the clutch, so scared. And they were all sat there, and they were like blowing the whistle. They're going, go like that. And I'm like that, stalled it. And Nick just went, he's a man of his word. And as I stalled it, there's tens of thousands of people.
No way.
All laughing. And I was just like, yep, I stalled it.
But that's the reality of the...
I'm scared. That's why I stalled it. Because my little leg is shaking like a dog because I'm scared of the situation I was in.
I love that though. I love that. That's so cool.
And that's the only reason I stalled it. It wasn't talent.
Yeah, because you can clearly drive. So wandering over in this direction, Mark. Outside, we've got some more cars outside. We've got an ST Focus, an ML Merc, which I've seen on social media a lot, and a police car.
We did a video again. We bought a Ford Focus ST, went to Donington Park, drove it round, and then did mods on the day to see how much faster we could make it. I think we spent £2,000 on it in bits, stripped the interior out with an angle grinder and stuff like that.
Right.
Took some weight out of it and went, I can't remember how many seconds, but definitely
it made a difference.
Transfer on the
Wicked.
car. ML, never quite got it working, but the noise that makes is incredible.
Them engines are so,
incredible. So it's got like a different exhaust valve on it, just splits flames out this far.
Does it? Got the exhaust coming out the sides as well. And the police car, is that an actual police car?
Yeah, we've turned it into a police car. It's a 535.
Oh, really? So it's a proper one, yeah.
The sirens work, the lights work.
But it's got no purpose. It can't be...
It's like, you know, like you have this idea of what you're going to do, and it seemed like a great idea at the time, and then it's here, and it doesn't really work out like that. But you know, again, like I love having it here. It's like makes me smile.
Oh yeah, I like it as well.
My friends love it as well.
It's wicked.
When we take it up the field, like with the sirens going, the blue lights going, drifting a police car, flipping brilliant. It's
bonkers, isn't it?
It's just great.
All these things that you do. So you don't want to sell that then?
Police car, no, definitely not.
None of these for sale, no?
No.
Okay. Caddy van, an STI. Is that actually an STI?
Yeah, I bought that from Jersey. I don't know if you ever bought a car from Jersey.
I don't think I have ever bought a car.
It scares the life out of everyone because you have to pay VAT.
Of course, okay.
And you've got to import it. Yeah. So although it's UK and it's just there, there's so much hassle of buying a car.
It's no different to buying a car anywhere else overseas.
So exactly for that little bit of water.
Yeah.
So you tend to get some good deals from there. Matey just could not sell it because like it's basically an import.
Yeah, it basically is, yeah.
So it's a ball ache. So bought that. And what have you ever had one?
Yeah, we've had a few of them. They're a wicked car.
What a car. The noise of it, the way it drives.
Yeah, I love them. The noise is what they're known for, isn't it? It's what the unique thing with them cars. They just sound so good.
And to slide it round and like rally it round, it's a great car. The downside is bits fall off it, unfortunately. But
you can see,
that's one of those where one day I'm going to have to spend a couple of grand on it to put it somewhere right again. It won't lose that much money. No. And the fun we've had in that car is like smiles for miles.
But yeah, again though, you've used it for what its purpose is, and that's exactly. I'm guessing it's muddy. I'm guessing, like you say, it's been driven through mud. You've had
it was
drifting
like,
it's like fun in it.
When we were building the track, it was like our test car. So like, there's been some bad backs come out of that car. There's a video of Matt Armstrong and Chris Slicks in the back, and there's a picture, and there's me jumping, and those two both with their heads against the ceiling with their like
But even the fact that you've got a racetrack in your garden, it's mind-blowing. When I come here, when I arrived earlier and I see your driveway, and obviously the house is beautiful as well. Like, it's the dream for so many of us, isn't it?
And for me, like, you know, obviously the thought of having your own track as a kid is mind-blowing. And so that's why when I found this place, like I say, I bought it at auction, and I had a vision to what it could be, because it was nothing like this, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And sort of like, what I've got here is just it's the ultimate for me, for me as a person. I don't get to use it enough because I'm always at work.
You seem to have a good work-life balance. I say that, you seem to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, but the detriment to probably that is my family, and that's why when we do stuff, we all do stuff together, which is really important. So if I go racing, we go to a show, we're doing stuff up there, we're all in it together, because otherwise they'd be sat in here.
Yeah.
Jane, she loves cars, she loves jumping cars. When I was racing the buggies, she was my passenger. So we both won championships together.
Oh,
so she
that's
was like
nice.
my co-driver.
Oh, that's even better. So you're enjoying that together. So it's a hobby, it's fun, but you can spend time with your family at the same time.
Our daughter now can't get her head around that Mommy was part of
the race team.
You know, we've got British Championship trophies there with mine and Jane's name on, which is
that's amazing, isn't it?
Which was really cool to do back in the day. And then obviously when she fell pregnant, obviously unfortunately that life had to end to a certain extent, and she has to be mom, which is very selfish as a guy, but they get very involved. But yeah, sometimes unfortunately now she has to stand the other side of the fence.
Yeah, but she's still out there with you, still enjoying days out together. Yeah. And you bring your daughter along with you as well.
We raced the weekend at Western Beach Race, and it was amazing, but like the whole of us were there from the Thursday to the Sunday, and just we had the most amazing time in Western Supermare.
When you have a child, it just opens your eyes up to time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you think, how am I spending my time, and how valuable is my time? It's more valuable to her now. You want to spend your time with her as much as you can. She wants to be like her dad, learn from her dad.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things you said in the podcast with Ben or Raheem, can't remember which one, is your dad, he was working a lot. And I sort of listened to that myself and thought, I'm one of those guys as well.
Yeah.
I work a lot. I work a crazy amount because you have to. But he wasn't there a lot. And as a result of that, you kind of want to...
I want to be at Sports Day.
Yeah.
I want to be at the Christmas Nativity. I want to do all that stuff. I don't get as much time. But like Senna, if you imagine when she goes to school, a lot of the people there watch the channel in the school car park and the kids and stuff like that. But her life, it must be very, like my life as a kid, and I'm sure yours was very normal.
Yeah.
Very normal.
Very
like,
normal.
you know, Dad went to work, Mum cooked us fish fingers and chips and peas.
Yeah.
And we played on a BMX and a football.
Yeah.
That was life.
That was life, yeah. Same.
And now for her to be in this like environment where we're jumping cars and racing and going all over the world doing different things, and
Dad's a YouTuber, you're in this big house.
It's a different
life.
And one thing which I always want her to earn, she's not getting anything unless she earns it.
I think that's so good.
And she's going to understand all of that, because she's going to have a much better start in life than I had.
Yeah. The foundations are going to be there, but you've still got to teach her the value of a pound.
Like, I don't care if she's a musician earning 50 pence a week, or a brain surgeon, or an astronaut. As long as she's kind and nice and caring, that's what I want out of her.
That's so good.
Yeah,
it's important. It's so important.
Yeah, please and thank you. That's what I was taught to say for everything, and that's what she's embedded in. She brushes her teeth, and she says please and thank you.
Oh, does she? So just pure basics. It's so important. A lot of people, especially children nowadays, they do miss out on that, don't they? They don't have that. So it's it's a valuable part of life.
So this is probably the most special car.
It feels surreal being stood next to this car, strangely.
Same for me. Like I even park it where the cameras are, because I want to see it.
Yeah, right. I see what you mean.
So it's sort of like this is
your gem.
This to me is everything, like, which is about a car and a person. This was like I bought this car when Ken was still alive. I bought it off him. You know, it was his pride and joy. He went to Audi, had to sell some Ford cars. I got offered it. They were keen for me to have it because I enjoy cars, and now the whole thing has obviously changed a hell of a lot, because while he was alive, I could do anything in this car. But now, you know, people see this car and they literally cry.
Really, I can imagine.
You know, their love and their feeling. It's no longer a car. It's almost like a...
It's a different thing altogether. It's no longer, you know, that car.
He crashed it, he jumped it, he set it on fire. I can't...
The car community and all the Ken Block's fans will respect you massively for that. You're cherishing this car now, aren't you?
Yeah.
That car is an absolute gem, and it's an honour seeing it there. And I would assume that you must have been a massive Ken Block fan.
Huge. Like, I've watched all of them over, because that, as a kid, this is what I wanted to do. You know, it was rallying, and then when I was growing up and at the age where I was in cars, I'd watch him do stuff and go, that's what I want to be able to do. So I bought the car thinking, number one, I thought I'd meet Ken. Which I never did, which is a real shame. And number two, I could do the stuff he did, which I've never done and probably can't do, but I can have a go. But again, now that's changed. But like, I've got his race suit from the Dubai.
Wow.
I've got various signed things, and it's even got the gold handbrake, which is a great story. Big part of this car.
What a feature on the car. So, wow. It feels so weird, you know that? It just feels strange, even being in this car.
But look where the steering column is. Look where he's sat. He's sat in the middle of the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, look at the length of that steering column.
I know.
Literally just for weight distribution. The Prince of Dubai let him use the city, and part of the payment for that was that he got the gold handbrake. And at the end of the shoot, they waited for him and he never turned up. So the gold handbrake stopped with the car. So we never got it. So that was always going to be gone. And when I bought it, part of the deal was I got the suit, I got the gold handbrake. Like, it stops. I wanted everything
as a package.
As a package. And now, in hindsight, now he's gone. It was like so important.
So important that you've done that, yeah. Because
I've got like a picture. It says to Mark, enjoy the car, mate, Ken. And at the time, it was like, you got it, looked at it, and put it back in the roll. I thought, oh, cheers, yeah. Like now
that must,
like it's
even
like,
that.
Oh my God.
It's just magical,
so
isn't it?
Yeah, like it's just gone from, you know, a diff. But I'll turn the car on and you'll see just.
What is it?
I won't start it.
I was going to say.
It's just like.
It's proper, isn't it? It's
like,
just like...
It is a full-on race car.
What a car. It's not even a car, it's just its own thing, isn't it? It's so unique.
It's like a spaceship.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you can change everything, move everything.
It is.
And it needs a battery charger.
Yeah,
again,
I can imagine. Yeah, that's understandable. I said this to you earlier, every car, it don't just have its own story, but it does. Every car's got its own story, and also every car is special. Like, look at that. If I saw that at a car show, I'd be wowed by it. I'd want to meet the owner and ask him, like, what's the story behind this car?
So an original Group B rally car, like, to me, like I say, when I was growing up, this was it. This was the ultimate thing. Always wanted one. I've not had this long because they just got so expensive that I never thought I'd be able to afford one.
Wow.
But I'll open the back just to show you. It's literally an engine.
It's tidy though, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's
lovely. Wow.
That's ridiculous.
So it's a V6, is it?
V6, yeah. But just...
It's just like
a rocket ship.
I can imagine. Have you had any use out of this?
No, and do you know why? Because it's too nice.
It is too nice. That's a very nice car.
That's the trouble. Like, this was, like, although I always desperately wanted one, this probably wasn't the one to buy because
it is so nice.
It's just too good. Like, it's too good to take up the track.
Look at the arches on it. Like, look at it. It's just like
so bad, but so good.
It actually, yeah, exactly. Literally, it's like made out of wood, but not.
It's like
It's wicked.
But it's not got the heritage of the Ken Block car.
No. I'm sure it's got some background though. Surely.
100%. But like, it's not. It's just a lot of money. Which, like, I've ticked the box. It's amazing, but you know, what am I going to do with it?
But again, it's a keeper. It's part of the collection.
Yeah, it is. It's hopefully going to go one way.
It's part of you as well, you know, your background, who you are. Another rally car.
So this is a Rallycross car. So this is a guy called Timmy Hampson's actual works car. I think it was his 2000. Anyway, yeah, he's been world champion since. But this thing is mental fast as well.
Is it?
Like this is, I think it's about 2.5 seconds 0 to 60.
Wow.
But again, just like you'll love the doors, feel the doors.
I'm not going to. Wow. It's fully made of carbon fibre, isn't it?
It's just nothing.
Nothing to it.
Like they're just made of nothing. Just literally just for going fast.
They're just a seat, a steering wheel, and an engine and a body, aren't they?
Yeah. Like it's just ridiculous.
That is, yeah. It's
so hard to portray that on a video.
It actually is. Like I'm so lightly pushing that door. It's like it's not a door.
Yeah.
It's wicked. And so you've had use out of this?
No, do you know what? Unfortunately, I've never used that. Again, I've never been in this situation. But I don't want to sell it because it was like Timmy Hanson's car, and I'm a big fan of Timmy Hanson. He's never told me he's watched the channel.
Oh, really? Well, he might do now.
He might do. If we see Timmy in the comments. But yeah, it's a very special car.
That is a special car. Again, every single one of them. I was just lent on this, and I looked at this, and I thought, you've got this as well. You're even this go-kart, and like,
what you do with it, I don't know, but
it just sums you up. And then in here, is anything in here for sale?
Yeah, 2 in here.
Yeah,
two in here. So when I was 17, that was the car.
They are wicked. Is it a
205 1.9?
1.9 as well? Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted. There was no way I could ever afford it. I had a transit van and a diesel Fiesta, but that was the ultimate car. And then that was, it's like the Renault 5 GT Turbo was like the polar opposite. And if you'd never see two together, like if you had one of them, you hated that.
You either like them or like them.
Yeah,
yeah.
So like I've managed to get them both, and I also had a Citroen AX GT which I sold. But like and then this Brabus 125R they only made 125, and this is the only one in the world which is hard top. So all the others are soft top. So this is a one.
Blimey.
One. But again, a very, very cool car.
Very, very unique. Super unique.
Super unique. Good investment. But
so you bought it as an investment?
Yeah, I bought it as an investment. Like this one is definitely a seller because there's a few other little cars I want which I'd like to replace us with, and the Fiat 500 again, that's for sale because I always wanted a Fiat 500, but I've now bought another one, which is sort of like a much more expensive car, which we'll see in a bit. So this is one where it was great at the time, but now I've upgraded.
Okay, so then now it's time to
for that to go.
So that's for sale, and the Brabus.
So
we might end up doing something on them. How long have you had that for?
10 years.
Wow! And has it sat there for the whole 10 years?
Sat there. We've used it around here, but it's never been on the road.
It's clean, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's a great car.
Clio V6 as well. It's
like one of the ultimate cars for it. Now this isn't original. It isn't original, so it's got a different paint. So they never came in pearl white.
It's pearl white, yeah.
It was a silver car with silver wheels, and the wheels have been done anthracite. So this is probably one of the only cars I own which isn't a pure collector's dream. So
it looks good though, doesn't it?
It looks good.
Yeah, it does look really good.
And it was cheaper because it wasn't the original colour.
Yeah.
And I like it looks more Renault colour.
Yeah.
Like more modern day Renault colour.
Yeah, no, it looks nice. I love these. They just look so aggressive, don't they?
And they just increase in money again and again. Again, great investment. Just horrific to drive.
Are they?
Fast. Like the steering, the turning circle is unbelievable.
Really?
Full lock is about that.
Oh, what?
It takes about 9 turns to do a 3-point turn.
I suppose it's the nature of how wide it is, isn't it?
And how high the engine is. It's like a pendulum.
Because the engine's obviously in the rear in these,
and it's so high.
Oh,
so
right.
Like it's like so tail happy, but still quick car for its day.
Yeah. I think they're just unique for the way they look. They just look so cool.
Was about 20 years old now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Probably an 05-ish, probably.
Yeah. But even the fact you've got the Renault 5 GT Turbo there, and then you've got the Clio V6 as well. Yeah. Like it's just...
And a very, very rare one. Aston Martin Signet.
Oh, that's an Aston Martin?
Yeah.
What?
Very, very rare car.
You don't see them, do you?
No.
So is it... Are they Japanese? Is it
It's a...
IQ. So it's a Japanese car, but with badged up... But it's even got the stitched leather dash.
Have a look inside.
I need to look inside this.
This is a crazy car inside.
I've never seen one of these.
It is an
before.
Aston Martin inside.
It actually is an Aston Martin inside. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful car.
What's the value of that?
30 to 40.
They're probably, I'm guessing there isn't many of them, surely.
No, very, very, very rare car. Especially there's quite a few, but never in a white and black. This is like, when I looked for these, it took me a lot. They were for sale, but I wanted the ultimate spec, and I wanted the quilted leather, and I wanted black with like a decent colour normal car, not like a weird green or maroon or something like that. And I struggled to find the perfect car, and this is the perfect car.
It's just so different, isn't it? So unique.
So they made them because they had to have an average of emissions.
Okay.
And they were making Aston Martin cars which were fuel burners, so the emissions were bad. So they made so many of these to bring their average down.
Oh, right. So across the whole market of the Aston market.
And obviously now they get over that by paying money.
Yeah.
But at the time they couldn't pay money.
This was the solution. So they built these, or they bought them from Japan.
Same as Ferrari did a few Fiat 500s with the badge on.
Of course.
So they all did their own little thing to get around it.
Oh, right. So they did have a purpose in the Aston Martin world.
Yeah. So a lot of them only ever end up around the factory, and then some came for sale.
For sale, yeah. And you managed to get your hands on one.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Definitely one which I'd never sell. I just think it's a cool car.
Yeah, I think it's wicked.
It's a really, really cool car.
Wow. Okay, so there's more to see, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Mark, there's loads of go-karts here, mate. There's
a story. With the land, I saw, it was I think it was Italy, they'd got this like clay track which they were doing outside go-karting on, this mud track. Looked amazing. So on eBay there was a guy, bit of a shame, he'd bought 14 of these for a business, and then he couldn't get planning permission in the warehouse, so he ended up selling them to me, and they're like refurbished rental carts, but they're like, you can see how nice and beautiful they are. And again, sad story again, they went from his, couldn't be used, they came here. We tried to make the track in the garden, we could never get it smooth enough, so again, they're destined for a good time.
So you've bought all these and you've literally got no purpose for them now, no use for them at all.
So 14 perfectly fantastic go-karts, which would have been the summer nights of dreams.
Which is such a shame it didn't work out for you.
We tried lifting the suspension, we tried like suspension seats like off a dumper truck. We tried everything, but they were just...
It's just not happening.
It's not happening. It needs to be tarmac.
Oh, that's such a shame, isn't it?
Or the right soil, and we haven't got the right soil.
Got it. So they're Honda go-karts, and how much... So you want to sell these, yeah?
Yeah.
What, as a job lot?
As a job lot, yeah. So I can't remember exactly how much I paid for them, but I remember he had them up for £1,000 each.
Okay.
And I chipped him a little bit on it. I think I paid 12.5 grand for the 14 delivered.
Okay.
Something like that. But it was a shame for him because he paid a lot more money than that. But I didn't want 14.
No.
So,
it's a lot of go-karts, isn't it?
But he wanted to sell them as one, and the idea was to keep half of them, sell half of them, but obviously, as it turned out, a real shame. I'm never going to get to use them, unfortunately.
Okay, so you want about that for these, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just be happy with my money back, to be fair.
And then the Fiat 500, how much do you want for that?
Again, like I bought it 10 years ago. I was talking to Jane then, figuring out how much we paid for it, and she seems to think about 8.5.
Okay.
But I need to check because I think it might be worth a bit more money than
that. No, of course. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So you want to have a little think about what you want for that.
But yeah, and
same with the Brabus. You don't know exactly.
No, I don't know, but I can probably find out from Silverstone Auctions. In my head, it cost me about 30.
Okay.
But I'll have to.
You have to double check.
I have to double check.
No problem.
Again, yeah.
All right.
I've always got this thing in my mind where I'm going to write stuff down and then it.
You try and keep it in your mind as well, but it's impossible.
Well,
I'm the same.
What I tend to do is look back at our old videos.
And then you know
how much they cost.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do that as well. We do that all the time. We look at old videos and, that's how much we paid for that and so on. But yeah, cool. That's actually something I'd be interested in buying, I think. So, yeah, we'll talk about that later on after the video, yeah? Here we've got a silver grey facelift E46 M3, still with a 19-inch wheels. It's sat here, Mark, looking derelict, but that is like a dream spec E46 M3.
This is a classic example of what we talk about priority. Like if these two cars here, they cannot be left outside. So I need to make some room because they are fantastic examples of brilliant cars. And every year they're out, like the last 3 winters now they've stopped outside.
Oh, really?
They are too good
to be parked there.
Where they are.
They're lovely.
The perfect spec. Again, like I said to you before, low mileage, coupe, manual, perfect colour combination.
It's just like, yeah, it's such a nice car. This was like the dream for me. These are probably my most favourite car of all time. I love them.
Power to weight ratio, they're amazing.
Yeah, they just drive so well, don't they? Look at this car inside.
You do not find low mileage cars, these very rare, because they were such a good car.
Yeah,
people drove these cars as a family car, a business car, salesman's car. This car was used
as a daily driver, because that's what their purpose was.
They were that good.
Reliable, they weren't bad on fuel.
Tick every box.
They look the part.
So that's why they're very difficult to find a low mileage
car.
Well,
one, to find a low mileage one, and 2, to find the right, the colour, the spec, the facelift, all of that. What is the mileage on this car?
I think this one's done about 60.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about 60,000. So like, yeah, you can get a DSG, you can get a convertible, for lesser money.
But they're just not the same. It's just not the same car.
Not as an investment, like a great car to drive and all that lot, but if you're thinking long-term investment, this is the perfect car.
Oh, definitely. Good spec as well. It's got sat-nav, heated seats.
Yeah, again, you had to have sat-nav, didn't you?
Oh my God, yeah, you did. Although
I don't know why.
It wasn't that great at all, was it? Let's face it.
But like a BMW, as a spec, a sat-nav car is the perfect car.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the cars as well, they've got original stereos, original partial shelves. So yeah, I've tried to get some good history on them. So yeah, I'm always looking for the good cars.
Is it for sale?
Definitely not.
Really?
Definitely
not. Man.
Matt Watson tries to buy this off me every few months.
Oh.
And
I can see why.
It's just so easy to slide and to donut, and the power to weight ratio on that car is perfection.
That is so cool that you say that.
Such a good car.
Effortless to drive, aren't they?
Yeah, amazing
They're just
car.
so good. Oh, I love them. I literally love them. That, to me, that's a perfect car.
Yeah,
I really like that.
agree.
Oh, don't get me wrong, we're kind of talking about that like this ain't there. Like, that's an incredible car as well. I love them. V8, they're a special thing. But for me personally, the E46 is just, it's a big part of growing up. It's the iconic M3.
So was that to you like my Peugeot 205 GTI?
Yeah, although I say it is, but I'll be honest with you, the E36 M3 was probably nearer my childhood, but it was just never special. So when the E46 come out, because it went from E30, which was all big and boxy and looked the part, that had some really good road presence, then they went to the E36, which I just never really liked.
But like, it's weird, isn't it, how that E30 is worth this much, E36 is worth this much, E46 is in the middle.
Yeah.
It's weird how the E36 is sort of like, I don't know why, I don't understand a lot about them, but it's not had that increase in value like those have.
No, you're right. But when they brought this out, it just looked the part, the sound, that raspy noise. I love everything about them cars. They're special. But then even on these, I feel like when they brought these out, they've done everything about that car is better than that car.
Yeah.
It's a V8, it sounds unreal, it's more modern, it drives better in so many ways, but it was never a better car.
No.
For whatever reason, that's always been the one.
The difference in those two as well, I think the brake horsepower in one generation, it was something like 100 brake horsepower. Like you say, the advancement in technology and car and power was such a massive step between the 46 and the 90 series.
Yeah.
Was immense.
It was immense, but even still, you can't help just feel drawn back to the 46. Yeah. But they are a really, really good car.
That power bulge in that car,
it's so nice.
It's a great, and again, the perfect combination.
Yeah.
White with black, carbon roof, carbon bits, manual, black interior.
Perfect.
I think it's done about 20,000 miles, that has. It's real low mileage.
Wow.
Great car.
But again, it's just sat there, and that's what like you say, it's annoying for you.
That needs to be cleaned, detailed, a few bits touched up, and then dry stored.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why, it's just, there's 4 cars, in fact, which need to be inside, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. We've got a 750i, an ambulance. Mark, you got an ambulance? You got a police car, why would you not have an ambulance?
I've got a real cool idea for a video on that, and we've never done it, but again, I don't know. At the time, our channel was different, so it was relative at the time for our channel. Our channel has progressed a lot since then, so
So you got it there as an idea in the back of your head.
And I will do it because it's such a strong video.
Yeah.
And I will do it one day, but like again now, 2 years have passed. It's going to cost me a fortune to get going, running, new battery, get it unseized so it moves.
Time as well.
It's time. So again, like each month goes by, it gets harder to start.
Yeah, yeah.
750i. Ever been in one?
I don't know if I ever have.
Great
So they're
car.
4.5, 4.4 V8, naturally aspirated, are they?
Yeah, great car.
Wicked car. I love a 7 Series.
Like, rear wheel drive, like sideways in that is unbelievable.
Why have you got that? How long have you had it?
I bought it because my friend told me about it. My friend Adam Weaver, he messaged me and said, have you ever thought about having one? And I said, I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about them. But it was like $4.5 grand. And what a car.
They're a wicked car.
It's like almost like an S-Class Merc.
They are. They're the same sort of target audience.
With rear wheel drive, with that engine, it's like drifting an S-Class Merc. It's got massage,
drifting in luxury.
Like it's got massage seats. It's got such a cool car.
Wicked. So is that for sale?
Nah.
You don't want to sell it?
Too much fun that. There's too much fun there.
I love it. I love it. You don't want to part with these cars. It's just there. You just.
That is like, yeah.
It's like they're your comfort blanket.
Yeah,
you just need to have them.
Like it's never going to lose any money.
No, of course not.
It's like an amazing amount of fun.
What?
Fairly, like you just got to be careful not to wreck it. But on a smooth track like we've got now, that on a Saturday afternoon is such good fun.
A 750i on a dirt racetrack, yeah?
A smooth dirt racetrack. It's like, yeah, it's like the ultimate go-kart track.
So we've got the unit here, which should we save that till the end?
Yeah, I think that's because that's where the really nice stuff is.
Oh my God. So we've started, it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. So we'll go out the back here. Where do we start? Should we start from left to right?
Yeah.
The Hummer. That's a Humvee, yeah?
A Humvee. So I imported that from America because I always wanted one. So that's like a military Hummer. So a lot cooler than a Hummer.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I think it's done 1,700 miles, so under 2,000 miles.
Wow.
It's a proper cool car. But unfortunately, it was classed as a military vehicle. When I pulled it out of America, I had trouble getting it out because it was military. Mm-hmm. They took the sort of back off it because it was dangerous. Like it no longer had the machine gun on the top. But for some reason, their military classed it as a certificate. So unfortunately, I lost the back, which I've got to get sorted.
That's annoying.
But yeah, it is a bit. But like, it's such a cool car. But again, until I've got a back, I've never been able to use it because I don't want to wreck it. So it's got a cover on it.
So is it literally exposed at the back then?
It's like a pickup truck at the minute.
Oh, right.
I think it's cooler being military rather than sort of like your
the H2s are they're like the comfortable version.
Yeah,
I suppose. But I love a H2.
I do as well, but to me, like a sand colour.
Yeah, even the colour. Yeah, I like that. It looks proper, doesn't it?
It looks intimidating.
Yeah, it does look intimidating,
especially with the wheels and stuff. It's a good mix of like a proper scary looking car, but still cool. Yeah,
it's very, very cool. Even the stance of it, how wide. It looks low, but it actually isn't. Like if I stand next to it,
it's still massive.
It's massive. It is a big car, isn't it? It's huge. Rolls Royce
Silver Shadow. So yeah, or Silver Shadow 2. I can't think what it is, but bought it as our wedding car. So to go to our wedding. They're such a good value car.
They are, aren't they? They are so cheap. Like, what a car for the money.
And yeah, again, like it's just needs tyres blown up, new battery and cleaned up, but again, a great car.
Did you use it for the wedding then?
Yeah, use it for the wedding.
Wicked.
It's got like big shag pile carpet and
stuff. Yeah, the carpets in the room have got to be the most quality, really cool, the best quality carpets ever. So, either one of these for sale?
Hummer, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the value of the Hummer?
We need to check. It cost me $40,000, and I don't know what the dollar rate was, plus obviously VAT, import duty, IVA, and all that lot. So I think it probably owes me around 40.
Okay.
Which is a cheap car for because it's a brand new.
Even the mileage.
1,700 miles. So I don't know what I'd sell it for, but Daniel Ashfield is desperate to buy it.
Oh, is he?
He's desperate to buy it. He wants to turn it into some Armageddon type.
It would be cool on his channel. That's definitely his kind of thing.
It's definitely his kind of thing. He would definitely, like, but you would as well. You like, because you're strong. And like,
yeah, it's like, that kind of like.
It needs like a man to drive that, doesn't it? Not a boy like.
Yeah, that would be wicked.
Man's car.
So in the region of, well, it's going to be upwards of £40,000.
Yeah, that sort of figure. Sort of figure. But I think well worth the money. That's for certain. That one, and it's a shame that one again because that's destined to be something special. It
really is. That is such a cool thing.
But for me, that's not something which I'm ever going to use. Do you know, some of the cars I think to myself, 750i, will I ever use it? Probably yes. That I could just never see myself using. A really, really cool car, great having a collection, but that takes up 2 cars worth of space.
Yeah, of course, yeah, that as well. It's massive.
So like, you know, it's always going to live out here. So that's probably one which I'm never going to use.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's one you want out of the way, preferably.
Yep.
You've got a hearse Fiesta ST in green.
Fiesta ST,
I'm guessing you bought a hearse for a YouTube video.
It was for a YouTube video, and then we turned it into a bar on the wedding. So we turned it into a fully working. It's got pumps in and everything. So it turned
that is wicked.
But it was cool because it's rear wheel drive.
Yeah, of course.
The Amiga.
Yeah.
So it was we've had some fun in that. Done some various challenges in that. Had some because it seats. Well, it actually seats 4, but it fits 6.
Oh right.
2 lay down.
Oh right. So you've had people, a car full of people in it.
So there's like, it's got a bit for where that body is, and they've also got storage for the next job.
Oh right.
To save going back to the yard.
Oh, is that how it works? Yeah. Okay.
So it's pretty mad, really.
Oh yeah.
So at times there's 2 in there, which I never knew until I bought that.
No, I would never have known that either. Wow.
For the money, they're like, you can, because what do people do with them? You know, they're like unsellable, really.
Banger racing, that's what they generally use for, aren't they?
Yeah, because like, you know, these companies obviously, I'd imagine, make a lot of money, the funeral people, so they just have new Mercs now, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So the Vauxhall Amiga's a very old looking thing.
Yeah, it is an old car. I've actually got one. I think it's the cheapest car on our site at the minute. Not a hearse, just a normal Amiga. But even they don't have no demand. So a hearse probably, it's got no use. But you've had a great use out of it by the sounds of things.
Had some fun in that.
Fiesta ST?
Yeah, Fiesta ST. Bought it off Sam Hard. So again, got some good idea, like a really good idea for a video in that. Again, that would be a banging video, but time. But
at least you've got all these ideas.
That's another good one.
Really?
And then bought a £1,000 wrecked 335i and did it up into a drift car.
Which that was good cheap for £1,000, wasn't it?
There was a reason why. It was like eaten by rats.
Really?
There was a lot of stuff not quite right with it, and stuff which we didn't want anyway because we didn't need the interior. So like, it wasn't a great car, but we turned it into a fantastic car.
Oh, wicked. And it drives all right now?
Yeah, it drives fine. It's a great drift car.
So that's what you're using it for, I guess?
Yeah. So we've done I've done a few drift outings on it.
Yeah.
And I think we converted it, bought a load of second-hand parts off eBay. I think it owes me probably 1,700 quid for a drift car. It's fantastic.
That's unreal. Yeah, you can't buy anything for 1,700 quid drift-wise, can you?
Really, really good fun.
This is obviously the racetrack here.
It needs a bit of work on it come the summer, the spring, but just now we've redone it. Just you need a winter to compact it all because you have like rain, frost, snow, and it just pushes everything down. So just leaving it for the winter to hopefully make it all rock hard again.
Right.
We had a race last week with Jamie, officially gassed, and Yanni.
Oh, wicked.
And Jamie's airbag went
off. I saw it. Sorry, yeah. It was bad, wasn't it?
Bad.
It was bad. I felt bad for him.
It was scared the life out of him. I was gutted because I've always wanted an airbag to go off. I'm desperate for an airbag. I want to be tasered, and I also want an airbag going off.
Are you serious? You actually want to be tasered?
So I think it's experiences of life you have to go for.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted an airbag to go off, and I've never had one. So Jamie beat me to it.
Well done, Jamie. You beat Mark to it. Then we've got a 190e, 2.5, 16 valve. Is that a Cosworth then?
That's a Cosworth, yeah.
This is again, back in the 90s when these were, like, they were just such a cool thing on the road.
Very.
And it's
going up in price massive, because people are realising how special a car this is, especially a 2.3 is good, but a 2.5 is the next level
one, yeah.
with the Cosworth. So plan is to turn this into an Evo 2 replica.
Oh, really?
My friend in Canada's just done one, and I'm sort of go down again time, but
something you definitely want to do.
well, they've just made I can't remember, I think it's something like HWA have just made a modern version of one, like a retro. It's not a retro mod, they say it is a new car, but they're like about £500,000.
I've seen it on social media.
Very cool car.
Very, very cool car.
Very
super
cool car.
attractive, yeah.
But I think this cost me about, from what I remember, 13 grand.
Oh,
so it's
right.
a lot of car for the
Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
And
definitely.
the stuff which is wrong with it is stuff we're going to change.
Okay, perfect.
So, like, the interior's really nice, we'll keep the interior. The engine's really good. The bodywork needs a bit of work, which obviously we're going to replace.
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
wheels
course.
need a rework, again, we're going to replace.
Yeah.
So it was the perfect donor car.
So you're going to go for wide arches, change the wheels,
Yeah.
keep the interior, because like
Keep the
I said,
interior, might
Is
do
it-
a few modern bits to it.
dog leg gearbox as well.
Yeah. No, actually, no, I don't think they are they? Are they?
I can't even see. I actually can't see. But whilst I'm here, the smell. I love
Yeah,
the
it's
smell of an
proper
old
old Merc,
car.
isn't it?
Love it. This is wicked. This is, oh wow.
Even the steering wheels and stuff.
yeah, the
are just-
steering, I know. Do you know what? Mercs were such good cars back in this day.
Yeah.
Weren't they? The engines, like the V8, the 500 V8s, I know they didn't do it on the 190s, but they were such a good engine, weren't they?
Really cheap. Again, this was going. It was. I think it cost me 500 quid. Yeah, it was 500 quid, and it had MOT. Like, it's a great car for up here. Like, it was worth probably 250 scraps. So I thought it's the ideal car for next summer. This would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
We just like Reese was going to use it actually, but he ended up getting another car. So, but yeah, for the money, great
Wicked
car.
car for the money. They're a great
car.
car. They're loved in the car world as well, aren't they? What is this, Mark?
So I bought this for Jane for her wedding present, and we were going to restore it into this beautiful chrome pearlescent paint, fantastic interior. Never got there yet, but it's a project.
Do you intend on doing it still, though?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Wicked, yes.
It's an opportunity to make a bit of money, this as well. So, and a great project as well. So I don't think I'll ever have time to do it myself. So I'm probably going to end up paying somebody to do it, which probably take all the profit out of it. But
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
nice to put it back to a great car.
Wicked. I like these. You've got two of them.
Great,
Like,
amazing cars.
they're wicked, aren't they? They're a good purpose. They've got a lot of purpose, haven't they?
Yeah, but that is a Shogun. It is a Mitsubishi Shogun with a people carrier on top.
So it's like a 7-seat, are they 7 or 6-seater Shogun? Or was it 3.2 diesel then?
I'm not sure what a Shogun was, but I know it is the bottom end 4-wheel drive. You are sat in a Shogun. It sounds like a Shogun, drives like a Shogun. So like, you have one of these, you're never getting stuck in the winter.
So it's a good all-round,
Fantastic.
all-year-round car,
especially
isn't it?
for like a family.
Yeah.
Like, they're quirky, they're cool looking.
Yeah,
The
I do like
interiors
this.
are amazing.
Even the gear shifter on the back of the steering wheel there. Yeah, the seats. So it's, what is it, 2 in the back? Yeah, 6-seater. It's like 3 rows of 2. It's got an Alpine subwoofer in the middle as well, this one.
But they are, as you see,
Smells-
they're like brand new inside.
It's mint. It's actually mint.
Again, loads of ideas, never done anything with them. And when I bought that one, I wanted the more modern version. So I bought this one with the idea to put the snorkel on it, the
I
arches.
was going to say, because that's got the snorkel up there,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's got the bigger arches, to put the bull bar and the step ladder on the back. But again, I've never quite got round to it. But
Okay, so you bought, and what was the purpose other than you like them?
like them,
That's it.
just because they're a cool car. A cool car. Those two I definitely sell because they
Okay.
are such a good car for somebody, and as a family car that would last somebody forever. And they're so tidy. But just a bad, not a bad decision, because I've loved owning them and looking at them, but a waste here.
Yeah,
A waste here.
'Cause you just bought them
They're
and
just too they're too good to be sat
they are.
here.
Yeah, I can see someone being completely in love with one of these. So, how much do you want for them?
That one, 4.5, And this one I need to check. I can check with the importers to what it I don't even want to say how much it cost me. In my head, I'll have to check, but I think it was about probably 12.
Okay.
Something like that. Again, really, really tidy.
Yep.
Perfect cars, but I'm rubbish and I need to find
No,
out.
that's fine. That's fine. We can talk about that off camera. That's fine. The minis, the famous minis.
Yeah, so these two, that was mine. That was that was the guys, Kingsland Construction bought that one. Yanni and Jamie managed to wreck theirs.
We've got the main unit to come yet,
yeah,
which is like unbelievable. So, but here we've still got a couple of really cool cars.
Yeah,
an R-Buff.
Yeah, Fiat Buff. Love that car. Bought it at the right price again. Great spec car. Stunk a dog. Managed to get rid of. That's a tip for anybody who buys a car smelling of dog. I cleaned it, and I cleaned it, and I cleaned it. Where the smell was down the air freshener, down the air vents.
Oh, right.
So that's where the
smell comes through.
That's where the smell comes from.
So that's where you've got to focus.
So I found that out the hard way after having it valeted, cleaned, sprayed, and then we got air fresheners, filled the air vents, no smell of dog anymore.
That's good. There you go.
There's a tip.
A wicked tip. That is a good tip because there's cars out there that smell.
So that is a factory-built Volkswagen car.
I didn't even know VW built a car like this.
Yeah.
So it's a
Golf Country, it's called.
On a raised, like a lift kit. So it's it came out of the factory like that.
It came out of obviously Germany. Then went to a place called Daimler Puch, which made. I think they made the first G-Wagon, and they did. They made the first G-Wagons, and they converted this into like this off-roady thing. And the main market was for people who lived in Switzerland, France, anybody in the Alps. So it was meant for more of an extreme living area, which like ski slopes, all that sort of stuff. So that was the purpose for the car. So yeah, it was from what I believe, it was a Golf, and then they changed it into this Synchro Country. They took it to this factory, but this was an off-the-shelf Volkswagen spec car you could buy from the dealership.
That is wicked. So is it a GTI under the bonnet?
GTI, and then it's a 4. Obviously, this is a Mark II, isn't it? That.
Yeah, Mark II. Yeah.
Mark II 4-wheel drive.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Very.
Obviously, left-hand drive.
Yeah.
Full leather interior.
Very rare.
Very rare. Yeah, like I say, I didn't even know they existed.
And again, like it's one of those where it was the right money. I paid 13.5 for this, which sounds a lot of money, but it's not for these. They generally are worth about 25. So there's a bit of room in there now to spend a bit of money on it. It needs painting to original colour, a bit of tidy inside, chroming, and then this will be a fantastic example of a great car.
It will be. It don't look like it needs a lot, but a little
just cosmetics.
Yeah.
Like I like a car which is just cosmetics.
So you don't want to sell that?
Nah.
Okay.
No, that's definitely an investment. Again,
okay, it's another one you want to hang on to.
It's one of them where I don't know why I want it, but I just think it's a.
I can see why you want it. It's very unique.
Very cool car.
It is. It is.
That's a money maker. That one is.
Yeah, without a doubt, definitely. Even the soft roof on it is wicked. So let's the next bit, guys, is I was going to say special, but we've seen so many special cars today. But we're about to see some really, really special cars, aren't we?
Yeah.
Where do we start? The famous rock box.
Yeah. So the SVJ, I could never sell it, could I?
Nah.
I don't think anyone would buy it.
Well, I don't know. You say that though.
It's a cool car, but they've gone up so much in value. Now it's parked in here because it's out of warranty now.
Okay.
Well, I could have had a 5-year warranty, but it's £11,000.
Wow.
Like it's just such a ridiculous amount of money for a car which I'm hardly ever going to use.
Nah.
So it's now parked up. I should use it on special occasions.
Yeah. But
just what a car.
What a car. And even in the social media world, it's very, very well known, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always raced 4-wheel drive cars, so like this thing is like so much fun.
It's wicked that it's capable of doing that.
Yeah, you just got to be careful of the front splitter, and I've never ever damaged the front splitter, which is amazing. Like there's all sorts of stuff on the under tray, but and we've done amazing things like our honeymoon. We went on the gumball in it. Yeah, a lot of fond memories for this car.
It's wicked. You've had some really good use out of it, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of memories on this car, a lot.
Yeah, that's good. And a lot of these cars, you sort of say, I've had no use out of them or barely any use out of them. With this particular car, it's like been a big part of your channel. You know, you've had personal use out of it. You've had a lot of fun in it. You know, the Goodwood thing, it's good.
It was brand fine new when I bought it, and it's now done 13,000 miles of fun.
Wicked. So yeah, you've had some real good use out of it.
For a car of this calibre, as a rule, they don't you really get to 13,000 miles.
No, it's a lot of miles.
Shmee uses cars really well. He puts some good miles on
he does,
cars, and sort of like I have with this one as well.
Yeah, wicked. So,
right, this one very, very hard. We'll go to this one. So
it is different. Yeah, definitely.
So again, I bought this because it does 608 miles per gallon, half a gallon from Birmingham to London.
What is it then?
So it's I think it's a 1 litre diesel engine, which with rock hard tyres and Airstream lightweight. It's road legal. So
and it does that.
I haven't tried it now because the idea was to use it and do something with it, but again.
But hold on, how is that so economic?
I don't know. It holds the world record for a vehicle of.
So, how big is the fuel tank? Must be tiny.
Yeah.
Is it a gallon?
I think it's a gallon. Yeah.
It probably is.
So to get in it.
No way.
That's how you get in it.
That's like the door to get inside the car.
I think you got to get in it, man.
Yeah, well said.
Should I get in it? Am I alright to get in there now?
Yeah, of course.
This is so strange.
You wouldn't want it on fire, would you, in a minute?
No way, that'd be horrible.
Because I don't think you can get out of it by yourself.
Nah. Oh, that's a good point. Once you're in, go on.
608 miles will see you in.
Yeah.
Imagine that on a summer's day.
I don't like it. This is weird. This is weird. How strange. Yeah, that's
Isn't it weird how even the steering wheel,
it goes up.
That works.
And even the mechanical side of it. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
It is again, like some of the things I've seen today, Mark, are just out of this world.
Yeah.
And even to see that today, what's the value of that?
I think it was about $3,000, and the guy who was selling it, we found it, and again, it's just like such an iconic piece of motoring.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just think it's a cool, quirky car of what it's capable of, and again, time. It's with work. Like work's so difficult in time because. Somehow there's a great video and a lot of fun to be had.
And there will be, and hopefully one day you get round to doing it. But it's
imagine that down the motorway.
You could. What sort of speed does it do?
I don't know.
One day you'll find out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be part of that video that you do one day. So I love that Merc, proper gangster car that is, isn't it?
I've always wanted one, so I got it for a deal.
What's the mileage on now?
I don't know actually.
It is stunning, isn't it? It is lovely.
It is like, I can't see, but again, you can't slam the doors. So
wow,
they're all on like hydraulics.
Oh wow, I'm going to go around this side and just
if you can get in there,
it's perfect.
Yeah, there's not like it is like brand new in there.
The car's been fully restored, isn't it?
Yeah, fully restored. Somebody spent a lot of money on it.
The sound of that door closing. Listen to that.
Yeah, but obviously it's like got curtains and so this was a diplomat's car. Mm-hmm. So if you were very, very special,
of course,
like a king, a pope, or whatever, this was your mode of transport. So that's why they're so roomy in the back, because you're sort of high importance person would be sat in the back with the chauffeur in the front.
Yeah, it's that type of thing, isn't
it? They did a longer one called a Pullman.
Oh, really?
And they're a lot more money. More money. So that had another row of seats, but facing the other way.
Oh, I've seen one of them, yeah.
So that's where you'd have a meeting as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
With a drinks cabinet in the
middle. Yeah, I've seen them. I was about to ask you, what's your favourite car in there? We've got a couple of Audi Short wheelbase quattros.
Short wheelbase quattros, so they are like a recreation.
Yeah.
So there are 80 and 100 sort of like chopped together and made into a great car, but
yeah,
like an original is millions.
Yeah, they're mega money, aren't they?
So this was like, they're still really cool. That's a supercharged engine, super fast. So that's a rally version.
When you say supercharged, has it got the 20 valve Audi engine still?
Yeah, and it's got like a methanol injection as well.
Oh, really?
Like there's a methanol pot in the back which you have to fill up. So that's a super cool car.
And then you've got a DTM Merc here.
CLK DTM, super rare, obviously. Only ever made 100. Look at the reg as well. That came with the car.
I have not even mentioned. Oh wow, DTM. I've not mentioned your regs because I've seen a lot of nice number plates today as well.
Yeah.
There's you've got all the plates seem to suit the car. The one in particular was the black one out the front.
Yeah, that's his black.
Yeah.
And then there's another black series there which says the same but with a C instead of a K. So I'm into my regs as well because again, good investments.
They're good investments. Yeah.
They've gone up like massively. So I've got the RS200. I've got, it says A20 ORS.
Wow.
So it says A200 RS.
Perfect.
So again,
nice.
a cool reg.
And even seeing that car, if you was to see that car on show at a car event, seeing that on show with that plate, it just finishes it off nicely.
Yeah, because to be fair, a lot of your viewers now will probably say that's their favourite car.
Yeah.
Like that is a very special car. Ford RS2, like an original.
That's you never see them, really.
No, obviously, only ever made 200. There's a lot less than that left now. But that's a great. I did have a red one as well, but I actually swapped the red one for that Metro 6R4.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, with some money. So,
which is probably a good move from your point of view because
I had two.
Yeah, it mixes it up.
And that was a different one, and one I always wanted. And the red one, the red isn't as nice as a white in the RS200s.
Yeah, I agree. That is kind of like the
car,
the iconic look.
Exactly.
Definitely. What's your favourite car in this room right now? Did I ask that already?
C63 Black Series.
You love your Black Series, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've got two of those.
Got a white one and a black one. That black one there has only done 3,000 miles. So the white one's a two-seater version. They did two versions. Both got aero kits, which is really important. Mm-hmm. That's a four-seater, and the other one, like I say, the two-seater. But yeah, but that 3,000 miles, I know the guy I bought it off, and he regrets selling that to me without a doubt.
Oh, does he?
I don't mind saying, like, I paid 90 for that, and I think that right now, like, bearing in mind it's a Black Series, original four-seater with aero kit, 150.
I was going to say, I've never seen them for below 100 grand. So for you to even bought that car, being the four-seater with that mileage, for less than 100 grand, that was good going, yeah.
Good
today's
going,
values, 150, so you've done well out
without
of
a doubt, like, without a doubt I'll get 150 if not more for that car, just 100%. And like, considering what have I had that probably 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, and like they only ever go up.
But it's back to what you said earlier, it's about buying the right cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then they sort of pay for themselves then, don't they?
Yeah,
so if they need maintenance.
Yeah, definitely. That's done 17,000 miles. There's not a scratch on it. There's not the perfect interior. Like everything on that car is carbon fibre. Everything.
Is it really?
Apart from the bonnet's steel for some reason, something to do with weight distribution. But even in the back, underneath the carpet, is carbon fibre.
Wow.
Sorry, in the boot.
Yeah, in the boot. Yeah.
Underneath the
boot floor is made out of carbon fibre.
Which is like for no other reason but for weight, not for looks. This isn't carbon fibre to make it look special.
Well, clearly not, because it's been painted, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like fully carbon fibre.
But again, like, I'm obviously a big German car fan. You just don't see them, do you? You just don't see them. No. That is a...
No, it's the only one I've ever seen. And I came across it through Romans. Tom gave me a shout because he knew I was after one. Mm-hmm. And he said, I've got one for sale. I'd been after one, told him I was after one. Bought it, I think, definitely at the right money at the time. And now it's probably maybe even doubled what I paid for it. And obviously that doesn't happen all the time.
No,
I've had my bad days.
Yeah,
I've had my really bad days.
I bet you have, because everything's a punt, ultimately. But
I've had some real bad days. But like you know, I've had some really good days as well.
Yeah. Wow. And then the thing that I really like in it, I mean, I love all of them. The Super Sport.
Yeah, again, a great, like
for you to have that, it's the sort of car that I look at myself all the time. Carbon ceramic brakes, the interior, everything. But they're just such a
great car, and they were worth big money. I bought this again at the right time because I tried to buy one for they were probably twice as much as what I paid for this when I was trying to buy one. And then 2 years later, when the new version came out, they dropped in price. Because even the new version now, I think the new version was over 200.
Yeah.
I think they were like maybe 230.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
And I think they're now probably worth 110.
Yeah.
And these have gone down to like 50s.
Yeah, they're really dropped a lot.
This is a really low miles car. This is done under 10,000 miles.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, it's like a really low miles car.
Blimey.
And it's white.
Yeah, white.
Black interior, quilted white. It's the perfect spec.
It's perfect, yeah. Oh, definitely. I've always liked these. I said to you earlier, the way that they've made a big, like a fat luxury Bentley as a sports car, they've done a really good job of it. Even all the black grills, the black vents in the bonnet, the wheels as well. They're really unique wheels, but they suit it perfectly.
They held their money so well, and then sort of like for some reason, it was almost like they were never going to lose money because they were the same for years.
Solid, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they just plummeted. They just dropped.
Yeah.
So like now they're coming into their time now as well. So this is what's this is 10, so this is coming to 14, 15 years old. It's the perfect time to buy a car like
this. Because at that age point, point in time,
like it's just getting to a place where this is going to be a collectible classic car,
and it will start going up. It's the right one, isn't it? It's the right spec.
It's just it's the perfect car. Like if you want to buy a Super Sport, this is the perfect Super Sport. So it's going to do well for itself.
You don't want to sell it, no?
No, not that one.
Really? Is anything in here for sale?
90% of stuff's for sale at the right price, isn't it? But
yeah,
like there's some which I wouldn't part with. And like that's the replacement for the Fiat 500. So, but obviously that's like, and that cost me 26 grand. So
that is lovely. So
it's a beautiful car.
That is a very nice example.
But that it's just a different.
It's a
different level of car. It's beautiful.
Again, you've bought this as a keeper.
As a keeper, I probably paid too much money for it at the time, but
it's a really nice thing.
It's I couldn't find another one. Jane loved it, and I think it's one of those where it's definitely never gonna make £1 million, but I paid too much money for it, but it's gonna catch up, and then it's just a cool car. Like imagine a summer's day. Going down the shops.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even the colour, it's got the roof as well.
Yeah. A trip down to Tesco's in this in the summer.
Would you do that? Do you actually, you say that, and at that moment you visualise it and it's a lovely, but is that ever going to happen?
Imagine to do that, right? I've got to then somehow get it MOT'd.
Yeah, of course, because they're going to be all sat.
I've then got to get it insured. I've then probably, it's tax exempt, isn't it? But then I've got to make sure it runs right because it's not run. You've got to put new battery on it, drain the fuel, put new fuel in it.
There's a lot that comes with having all these cars sat around, isn't there?
And it would be amazing, wouldn't it, if we didn't have the system we have to just jump in this one day and use it. But
you could in theory, but you can't.
You can't in this.
Not legal.
It's just so much hard work, isn't it?
Yeah,
a car, sort of insured and sorted, and especially with insurance now, as we've seen, you can't even day insure this.
No, of course. So you answered the question, what's your favourite car in this room? What's your favourite car in total? Is it the same answer? Do you know what? I actually already know the answer to that.
For all different reasons, which is real difficult. For a car with memories, for a car to drive, and to an all-round car, C63, does everything, sounds amazing, beautiful iconic shape, only increases in money.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing, ticking that box. Rally cars, that's my thing. Ken block car, just the ultimate. If I could only keep one, I suppose if there's my favourite car and there's a keeper, if I could only keep one, it would have to be this.
Oh, that's wicked.
It would have to be this.
That's so cool.
But then a Strato, if you had to have one supercar, it's a supercar without supercar problems, because you haven't got to worry about parking it. It goes in a multi-storey car park.
Yeah.
It's like comfortable,
reliable as well.
Reliable. It doesn't take. You can go over cat's eyes. You can go up curbs.
Yeah.
It's so like they all do their own thing.
Yeah, it's a good all rounder. That is. You look at it like that. It's a very good all rounder.
Really good all rounder. But like this is, you know, this is to me like it's a V12 naturally aspirated rocket ship with a horrific. Everything which is wrong with this car makes it great. So it's a single clutch.
Yeah.
Which changes gear horrifically. It makes so much noise. It's like there's all the bit which are wrong gives it its character.
Yeah, and that's why you love it.
That's why I love it, because it's so bad in so many ways that it makes it like this amazing experience.
Engaging, yeah.
To a lot of people, it's a lot of money. It's a supercar, and that's why they love it.
Yeah.
When you go past a 4-year-old who doesn't know any value of price.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what car it is.
Of course he
And it stops him dead.
Yeah.
And he's like,
wow.
And he doesn't know it's a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
he doesn't know it's worth £500,000. Just that's how good they've got it. And then you'll go past a 90-year-old man who does the same. Again, he has no idea what this worth or what car it is, but it stops people.
Yeah.
And that's when you know that they have done an immense job.
That is so cool. That is wicked.
Yeah,
what a statement for that car. And you've used it for every purpose going. You've had great use out of it. You've enjoyed it. In your mind, you wake up, what's your mindset? What's your goal every day? Do you have like because you've achieved my dream. Like this is the dream. You're living in this amazing house with this amazing setup, with all these incredible cars. And even the way you're getting to enjoy the cars, your life is wonderful. It's looking outside, looking in. Do you wake up every day and say, I need to achieve this, or do I wake up every day and I think I want to get the most out of today, achieve as much as I possibly can today.
I just want to have fun.
It's mad.
I want to smile more. I want more time. I want to not miss Senna's life.
Yeah.
I want to, I'm definitely getting, the cars around me are so special, but the need for them is getting less with age, because I just think they're not just the same, are they? But I've got so many amazing cars that, like, my goals to have in the next one, and like, I don't want for a hypercar, I don't want for a Bugatti.
That's interesting.
You know, that's not. You know, I'm not thinking like that anymore, like I did when I was younger. You know, I wanted that next thing. I wanted that next thing. For me now, to spend more time with my family, to be up the field, up the track, to go on holiday, to live life smiling and see my daughter grow up, see her get married.
Yeah. So your life now is really about family.
Yeah, it's definitely changed 100%, and that's sort of like, you know, I suppose losing my dad. Sort of you realise that we're not invincible and we are all going to die. And I've learned just recently that old age is shit.
Yeah.
It's so shit.
Well, it creeps up on all of us, doesn't it? And, very quickly.
You know, my dad, he didn't even get to retire. He had a skiing accident. He loved his holidays, worked hard, broke his leg, had to have his leg amputated, lost his leg, lost all his freedom, lost his health. That then killed him by pickling his liver. So he had no niceness. He had work, just getting somewhere, no health, death.
That happens, yeah.
So it's like, and that's why I feel like, you know, first of all, having the ability, and I'm lucky I have the ability to smile, because I've got a much easier life than a lot of people. Seeing what he went through, and I always say to myself, well, I don't want to be like my dad, in the way that I work, have no health, die. You know, so I'm always thinking, I'm going to do that car up, I'm going to go here, I'm going to get this sorted, I'm going to go to Tesco's and do the shopping on a summer's day. And every year I get closer to my dad.
Yeah, but in fairness, you do it. You are enjoying yourself, you are having fun. You are, up until the point that Senna was born, was it all about work? Because it was like because now you realise that now Senna's born, and you know you're probably feeling like you know time's going by, she's growing up. And how old is she? She's about 5.
5 now, yeah. Because when I lived with my mum and dad, they'd got this garage which I used to fill up full of junk, really, buying and selling. Yeah. And I used to work till 3, 4 in the morning, eat bad because I was always not looking after myself. I lost my hair, alopecia, just through stress and work. And then, like now, you think back and you think, yeah, it's got me lovely things, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but that was the right thing to do then. But that life is long gone now, and I'd rather have less aspirations and more happiness.
Because you can now.
At the time, that did make me happy. Like buying that first 911 was all I was channeled towards, because that's what I wanted. I didn't have a family.
Yeah. That was your goal. That's what you wanted.
And now, my goal is different. My goal now would be to go to Lapland at Christmas and see Senna's face.
It's time and experience, isn't it?
Going to Goodwood and racing Western Beach Race, and
I can see that. I can see that you're really enjoying life.
So that's the difference, because it can all be taken away so fast.
I'm kind of like your dad. I work. I don't have no fun. I don't do anything enjoyable. I don't have no fun in cars. I'd always wanted to do drifting, for example. I've never done it because I don't come away from work. I'm constantly trying to progress in life financially. I have pretty much my whole family working for me. So even being here today, I'm trying to film a video to promote what we do. We're out buying cars. It's really important. Keep the channel going, keeping everyone busy. So I know I'm also conscious that life's running away from me. So I'm always conscious of that. But I know also, going back to when, like you said yourself, when you was younger, you have to do it. You've got to, because your destination is this. And I hope that one day this is also my destination. I know it ain't all about material things and money, but money is such a constant pressure that if we could all do without that pressure, life would be
100%
a far better place. 100%. And I know I'm not stupid enough to realise that I know if I get to that destination, then myself and everyone around me can live a peaceful, happy life and enjoy life exactly like you're doing. You're living, you probably your own dream, but also you would have had that as a goal all them years that you've worked so hard.
Definitely. But me, you, everyone, probably which we know, we're in a super fortunate position that we haven't got to worry about food on the table.
Yeah.
We haven't got to worry about putting the heating on tonight. We haven't got to worry about a warm bath for your kids, or feeding your kids, or somehow dressing them for the school tomorrow.
No.
And so many people have that worry, and to not have that worry is so privileged.
Yeah, you're right.
And imagine that stress which we don't have. It stops there for some people, doesn't it? Because that is everything. It's just surviving.
Yeah.
And not having that already gives us an absolute amazing head start.
Yeah, it's a leg up. Yeah.
And when you complain that you can't go on holiday next week, or and it's the same with health. When you complain that when I always remember when my dad, this is an amazing story. So my dad lost his leg, and he had to make the decision to have his leg chopped off because it was poorly, and it was killing him.
Decision to have to make.
So one day he had to decide, enough's enough, my leg is going to have to be chopped off. So 2 days before he had his leg chopped off, we went to an amazing place in Wolverhampton which does amputees. So it's a government-funded national health amputee centre. And we went to this place, and I'll never forget, there was a guy who was in there. He was probably mid-30s. He'd been on a walk and he'd scratched himself from barbed wire.
Okay.
Infection, lost his leg.
Wow.
From scratching himself on barbed wire. Now you've done the same.
Yeah.
You cut yourself, you put some duct tape round it.
Forget about it.
And sort it out when you get home in the bath.
Yeah, that's it.
And you don't think that's gonna lose my arm.
No.
But it really can. And that's how quickly things can change. And there was a guy there. My dad was obviously feeling very sorry for himself. He was angry with life.
Yeah.
He was a nightmare to be around, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, understandably
he was
so.
rude to people because he was in this horrible position. And there was a guy there, and he said, "Oh, what's happening?" He said, "Oh, I have my leg chopped off tomorrow," sort of thing. And he's like, "Flipping, you're lucky." And my dad was like, giving it this. So this guy had diabetes. So a lot of people who have diabetes, they lose limbs because they don't look after themselves. But a lot of people who have diabetes, they do everything they can and still their arms and legs are falling off.
Yeah.
And this guy, he'd lost his one foot, then he'd lost his leg. There's always somebody way worse than you.
Yeah.
Now this guy, his limbs were literally, eventually he was going to lose.
Wow.
One, then the other,
Sad.
then the other,
Yeah.
then the other.
And how was that guy? Like,
He was fine.
really,
He'd accepted it, you know. And my dad was so about like getting back walking. He had a prosthetic leg and he never got there properly. He was always about working. But some people who are in that situation were quite happy. That's where their life had taken them and they were happy to accept it. My dad never did. He was a fighter. So from the day he lost his leg to the day he died, he battled to walk again. Every single day. But that's what killed him. Like he was so ill and yet he'd still go on the treadmill or on his exercise bike.
because he was pushing himself.
Just pushing himself.
And that's what he'd done his whole life, I guess.
That's what and that's what sort of has been ingrained into me. But like now, after, you know, you say you're working for this, working for that, which is so, you know, it's so amazing to see.
Yeah.
But at some stage, something's going to kick you up the arse so hard.
And I'm going to say,
You're going to go, my priorities are now going to change slightly.
yeah.
And I'm lucky that I managed to get stuff around me. But like now, yeah, my passion now is sort of like making everything I can and, you know, out of life. And
I love that.
but it's easy for me to say because I've got nice things, haven't I?
It's not easy, but then at the same time, you know, you've come start from the ground up. You know, this ain't come for nothing, and you've worked hard, and you would have had this as your vision. And even like when you bought this house, it was just a small house on a big bit of land. You would have scraped to buy this house, I'm sure, 18 years ago. It didn't come for nothing. It would have been graft, and you know, your parents sound like they're giving you a good grounds to start with. But you've all worked hard as a family. Again, going back to the podcast, you said that you was spending day in, day out at the factory as a family, mum, dad, you and your brother, always there. And you know, the commitment to work. You're a proper grafter, and you're now living your dream, and it's well deserved.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like when we used to get to that factory in the dark, we used to get home in the dark. There was no sunlight.
Yeah.
And that's what we did 6 days a week. Sunday was when my dad used to race his bikes, used to work hard to try and buy that. We used to sit in the field and then have scampi and chips in a basket on the way home, or whatever we used to do. But yeah, life as a kid was about blisters. I had blisters as a kid because we used to sweep that floor, and I'll never forget this, and I'm so grateful for it now. I remember it was an engineering shop, so we had swarf everywhere, and I used to sweep up. So I'd be sweeping all the swarf up, and then in the bottom of this one machine there was like a hole. So instead of picking it up on the spade, I just
shove it in the hole.
So I pushed it under there. My dad came, and I was like chuffed to bits going, but I'd done a little bit of a trick here and done a shortcut. Yeah. And he noticed straight away.
Oh, did he?
Straight away.
He picked up on it.
And he was like, what's that under there? And he knew that I'd tried to beat the system.
Yeah.
And like, I got like blisters on my hands, thinking I'd done a great job, and still he said, not nastily.
No, but it's a good lesson. You tried cutting a corner and you don't do that,
Yeah,
so you need to tidy it up properly.
Yeah, you've been caught out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So it's wicked, and you talk highly of your dad. It sounds like he spent a lot of time at work. He was a grafter as well, of course. He spent a lot of time at the warehouse, but you've learned a lot from him, and everything that you are today, I assume, not just your dad, your mum as well.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. What I was really lucky that my mum was mum was love.
Nice.
Mum was the cook. This, you know, my mum was mum, and my dad was a different person altogether. Well, I feel like me and Jane, I'm still the dad.
Yeah.
I'm the one who has to do the shouting and the telling off a lot more than Jane.
Yeah.
But my dad and my mum were so, it was like that.
Really?
Me and Jane are a bit more like that.
That's nice though.
But yeah. We always say, Jane gets the pink jobs, I get the blue jobs. The blue jobs are the bins.
Yeah. It's exactly the same in my house. Yeah.
The pink and the blue jobs. And my dad was like, he went to work, I didn't see him very often, I was scared to ask him for an ice cream.
Yeah, he was, I'm kind of like that with Kai, to be honest with you. I'm quite a brutal dad, but yeah, anyway, carry on, yeah.
And then my mum obviously was...
She was a good mum. She
really
played her mum role very well.
And I think that's what used to be, didn't it? You'd have a dad and a mum. Yeah. And now, like, people are starting to enjoy their kids and take time with their kids, and it's just a different... The male is definitely not as male. Not as, like...
macho,
prehistoric as macho, sort of like, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it should be encouraged, I think, because I love playing the man role in my house. I love being a dad, you know, and being a right dad, being firm, being quite strict, quite like, no, Kai, you can't do that. Whereas my missus is the complete opposite, and I love that about her. I love that she's playing the mum role. She does a really, really good job of it, and I think as a child, seeing them parents, just like yourself, having that difference, I think it gives that child good balance.
Yeah, definitely. But I just, like my dad was working. Yeah. And my mum, you know, used to take us places and stuff, and my dad was working. So I feel that I don't want to be
like that. Yeah, you've learned that from him, but at the same time, you rate him for it as well.
Yeah, that was just the generation, the generation of hard knocks, the generation. I tell Senna I love her. It must drive her flipping mental.
Oh, that's so nice, though.
All the time.
Oh, that's good.
And I ask her for kisses all the time. It must drive her crazy, and it probably pushes her away. But
that's important to you.
That's what I want. Yeah. I wanted to. Somebody really, when we didn't know we were going to get a boy or a girl, and somebody said to me, when you've got a boy, you lose them at like 12, 13. They turn into these teenagers, don't want anything to do with the dad. Dad's uncool. Yeah. Like, you know, and you might get back later. Yeah. But somebody said to me, a girl is your daughter and dad for life. Oh. So you always hopefully have that relationship. Yeah. All the way through.
That's lovely. Yeah. It's true though. You do see that, and hopefully one day I'll have a daughter and I'll experience the same thing. But
yeah, like hopefully, you know, with your son, you know, maybe that won't be the case.
No, but I expect it. I actually expect him to hit teenage years and not be bothered about his parents. I expect him to want to go out and do his own thing and be his own young man, because that's what, you know, we've been 13-year-old lads ourselves. Yeah. We know exactly what that feels like. I know everything. I know what I want. I don't need my parents. I'm going to go out and deal with the world myself. Yeah, so I expect that from him, and I want him to do that.
Like, you know, you wouldn't want to be seen with your dad, would you?
Yeah, of course.
Don't drop me off by school, drop me off around the corner. Yeah. Because, like, your dad's not cool. Nah. But, like, you know, and I'm definitely not going to be I'm going to be grey and, like, you know, bold. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to be definitely not going to be a cool dad. So it's like, it's being like, you know, I suppose I definitely started off at but then starting off as a dad a little bit older also had its, you know, you see these people now when they're got kids at 18, they can't afford nappies and stuff like that. Yeah. Luckily we didn't have that challenge. Yeah. Didn't have that challenge. Yeah.
Which is good.
Like a car seat. Oh my God, they've got to get them a new car seat. You know, we're lucky that we haven't got that stress at the same time.
That is good. So you can provide a good lifestyle, good ground for your...
But she's still got to earn every penny.
And I think that's so important. That is so important. And I think we'll end the video with the white Mitsubishi, because I'm here to buy a car, $4,500, yeah? Because that's what I want to do.
You're going to love that.
Oh, wicked. I want to do a deal. So, Mark, honestly, I know this video is I will probably upload as much of this as possible, because I've not just enjoyed it massively myself today, and I can see you have as well.
Yeah, massively loved it.
I feel like today's just been, there's been so much interesting conversation, not just from a car point of view, but also from a personal point of view as well. And I feel like
people are probably asleep now.
I know. I don't know how we're going to do this.
They probably switched off hours ago thinking, what's this idiot on about?
But I don't know, I might watch it back when we're editing it and think, well, there's not much value here. But I feel like there is a lot of value, and I've enjoyed it. So I hope everyone at home enjoys it as well. So yeah, thanks for having us down today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for coming.
It's been brilliant, honestly.
I've really enjoyed it.
We've bought ourselves a car. We'll get that back. And I'll let you know about the go-karts and the other two, the Brabus and the Fiat 500 as well.
Do a bit of research, I'll find out what they cost, and yeah.
Wicked. Sorted. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Sorted.
And as I was leaving Mark's, I agreed a deal on another car of his. the black Honda FRV. It is now back at Bincar, and I'll be honest, I've got absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with it.